Hey everyone, this is Walter, and I'm back once again with more posts I found on Reddit. Nice guys are those men who decide to talk about how nice they are, instead of showing it. Let's get started with nice guys from Reddit. These posts come to us from Reddit Nice Guys. I don't care what you are. I'm actually deleting you because I tried to show interest in you, and you're just like every other girl. You want the popular guy. You want the guy that probably has millions of followers or something. Maybe it has money in the bank, and you're the one who wonders why you're fucking alone. You're fucking alone because you pick scumbag guys. You pretty much have become those things because they know women personalities. They know you don't really care about that stuff. That's why they use you for sex. When a man has everything that the woman said he should have, why does he need you? The popular guy. Is this an adult? Because if so, he doesn't seem to have mentally left high school. Looks to be 30s to 40s. That's a heck of a lot of bitterness. Gee, I wonder why you can never find a girlfriend. Maybe she just picks guys who know how to punctuate properly, you donkey. Yeah, if a woman isn't interested in you, that definitely means that she'll only accept a rich, famous influencer. Hey, can I be real with you? I mean, I was kinda hoping you were being honest the entire time, lol. My bad. I realized that was vague after I sent it. I only know how to be honest and real. I just didn't want to express myself and freak you out. I also forgot that you really appreciate communication. Yeah, lol. Before you get into it, I want to mention how I'm not sure if I'm the right fit for you. AKA, I'm more asexual and super touch sensitive. And it's made me realize that I have a lot of healing to do before I can focus on dating. I wanted to give it a shot, with you, but I'm kinda stressed with how my body reacts to anyone trying to get close to me. I'm letting you know this before I let the benefit of the doubt take a hold of me and keep me from expressing things transparently. AKA, I don't think I can date, but I do need friends. Friends that won't try to kiss me or touch me when I'm not ready, / expecting my boundaries to be respected. I hope that you are able to read this without misinterpreting my intention / tone. I hope you didn't think I was about to confess my love for you, because that's not what I was about to do, lol. I didn't expect anything. You just said, can I be honest, and made me overanalyze what I've been experiencing and wanted to be more clear with you right when I thought of the fact, you know? I'm gonna guess he was about to ask if they were ever going to have sex, so this is definitely not the answer he was looking for. Well, I was gonna say that I was having a hard time gauging your interest after our date, but since you've already answered that question, I'll say this. I don't think you're asexual. That feels like a cop-out. I think you're shallow, and based on several things you've said about my appearance and our interactions, I don't think I'm your type physically. Which is fair. Everyone is entitled to their preferences, and I don't expect to be every woman's cup of tea. Personally, I think Asian women are the most beautiful creatures on the planet, and they certainly like me. I've flirted with and banged enough of them to know. Didn't we just have a guy call women creatures in the last nice guy video? I'd imagine they probably don't like that. If I had to guess your type, it would be douchey guys, who are covered in tattoos and piercings, who spend as much time on their appearance as you do, and act like tortured artists. To put it simply, attention whores. Not saying that's what you are, but the fact that you kept me waiting 3 hours for a casual date just so you could feel comfortable about your appearance, and then acted like you were doing me a favor by taking that long, says a lot. If you cared about me at all, you would have respected my time and not kept me waiting like that. It doesn't help that you told me you fucked some douchey artist guy you met on a dating app, who lives in a shipping container, the first time you hung out with him. I'm guessing he treated you like you ain't shit, and was hot according to your preferences. I'm sure you fucked him because you were trying to prove your value, after he made you feel like less than him. This guy is the one who's jealous and feels like less than other men. He has a real disdain for anyone who makes an effort in their appearance. Lots of women do that, especially when they've been traumatized in the past. I put date in quotes, because you were the one who kept calling it that. I was under the impression that we were just gonna hang out. Part of me thinks you were calling it a date, just so I would feel obligated to pay for everything, which feels extremely manipulative. If we were going out as friends, I wouldn't have covered the bar tabs or bought you snacks. For the record, you didn't thank me for either of those things. which was honestly a first. Almost all the women I've taken out in the past, and there's been lots, have been so gracious and thankful when I've covered the bill. I like how you tried to make me the bad guy on that one by saying you thanked me beforehand. Who actually does that? You thank people after they give you something, not before. And you didn't even do that, lol. God, does it really matter when you thank someone for something? I guess he probably wanted the goodnight kiss, or was hoping for more after learning she hooked up with someone else. But you know, a hookup and dating are pretty different things. Taken so far out of context. Omissions, lies, skewed narratives to fit his own, makes me sick to read, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this from him at all at the time, so it scared the shit out of me, and still triggers a visceral response. A lot of these guys are good at hiding it apparently, because they can know someone for years and then suddenly blow up on them. Most Sagittariuses I've been around tend to be very surface level people and fair-weathered friends who only stick around as long as the fun lasts. The second you critique anything about them, they get overly upset or disappear, because in their mind, them being in your presence is some kind of gift. To be completely honest, you are one of the most self-absorbed people I've ever met. You just know this guy's hurting for material by the time he has to bring astrology into it. You hijack people's ears and start dumping your trauma on them, or ranting about something self-involved the second you meet them. You lack self-awareness to the point that you can't tell when people check out of a conversation. You come across as very charming at first, mostly because you're an attractive female, but after about 5 minutes of you only talking about yourself, it becomes apparent that a normal conversation is not really possible with you. You're one of those people who doesn't really listen, but instead just waits for their turn to talk again. It was really rude that the second we got to the bar, you were more interested in chatting up the dudes behind the bar than you were talking to me. Not only that, but you immediately started talking about the last time you were there on another date with another dude. Like, how fucking disrespectful and inconsiderate could you possibly be? And how jealous of other men can this guy possibly be? It seems to be a bit of an obsession. That was so dismissive and embarrassing. The reason I got up from the bar and took a lap after we sat there for a bit is because I was feeling uncomfortable and regretting even going out with you. At that point, I decided I was just gonna try and fuck you, because any other investment outside of that would be a waste of time. As far as you trying to friend zone me, homie, don't play that shit. Never have, never will. If you thought I was that kind of guy, you've terribly misperceived who I am. While I can be kind, generous, and a good listener, I have never been some beta male who volunteers himself as an emotional tampon for a woman on the off chance that she will have a weak moment and let me hit it. If sex is off the table, I'm gone. Emotional tampon specifically is an incel term, so when he brags about how much he gets laid right here, maybe take it with a grain of salt. And yeah, if women were actually lined up to see him, he'd probably be dealing with that instead of typing out a novel on his phone. If I wanted a platonic friendship, I would hang out with a dude. I met and banged 2 other women since the night I got your number, while I was waiting for you to be available to hang out. I hope you didn't think I was just waiting around for you. I'm charming as fuck. Most women, and people in general, really like me. I guess you're immune to my charm, lol. I know you think you need a friend, but to be quite frank, what you really need is a therapist. The reason you are so sensitive about everything and get triggered all the time is because you have a lot to work through. Tons of unresolved trauma that you've never dealt with. You take all that medication so you never have to truly face reality. It's basically just pharmaceutical dope. I really hope you are able to do that at some point, so you don't punish the guy you eventually settle down with for what men in your past have put you through. I know you might think this is all very harsh, and it kind of is. But this is what happens when I turn the filter off. Yeah, translation, the devil shivers when the nice guy loses his patience. The truth hurts, and I don't really like to sugarcoat things. I've come to the conclusion, through my own experiences, that I show up in many people's lives when they need a heavy dose of the truth. While I could be more tactful or soft in the way I convey the message, unfortunately, this is the way I roll. Honestly, you're right. We would not be a good fit. Especially after our date. I think I was just hoping to get sex out of the deal. None of this is coming from a place of rejection or thinking I'm better than you. I know I'm not perfect. I'm human. We all have our baggage, and I've been through lots of traumatic shit. The things I've been through, most men never recover from. I've literally spent years in isolation, processing through all my shit, and I know I've still got a ways to go until I get where I want to be. I really hope you get your Amazon job, and I genuinely wish you the best. No need to reply, and I will be deleting your number as soon as these texts go through. Good luck and take care. You kinda just have to let him get the last word at this point. He might start crying otherwise. So then the OP responded, after only reading the previews of the messages. Because who would have thought he'd ramble that long, I guess. I'm not completely asexual, at all, but I've been feeling that way over the past year. Can't control it. Whenever someone tries to initiate physical stuff, I get sad and pull away. I was enjoying your company. I didn't want there to be any conditions. As I said, I miss when guys would treat me like a person/friend rather than something to catch/have physically. Plus, I need to get off this BC, and if physical touch is something that you require to hang out with me, then that's okay, and I'm not judging you for that. Your feelings are valid, and I understand your perspective, but so are mine. It's unfortunate that I'm the only one that says it. Has a tendency to make me feel very ill-understood, but that's fine, I guess. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that you clarified with me that you're not trying to F around, and neither am I. Trying to be as clear as I can. Oh, the reason I seemed so distant after the date had nothing to do with you, so don't worry about what I said. AKA, ever since my car accident, it's really hard for me to prioritize what needs to be done, and I mentioned to you that I've been having to fill out tons of paperwork/find out shit from insurance, etc. for my lawyer before the statute of limitations deadline on November 1st. It's a ton of pressure, and so is finding a job. It sucks being flat broke and incapable of even paying you back for the other night. I absolutely hate owing people things. It makes me feel like a leech, which is not my forte. Basically, it's embarrassing, and I'm trying to find consistent income ASAP, so that I can actually achieve my goal to move out by July. I hope this chaotic explanation made things a little more clear. I've noticed that people have a tendency to immediately jump to the friend zone when I explain something like this to them. It's one of those highly passive ways of saying that they're insulted that I even think they'd want to be my friend. It's really condescending, but no one really seems to care, because they're dead set on trying to make me feel bad, at least when this happens. Really fucking sucks. Cheers then. Cheers then. Okay, it looks like there's a part 2 containing a third message, so let's check it out. Oh wait, I guess it was deleted by the OP after it didn't really portray her in a positive light. It's a shame that means we can't see his next message at least, though. This guy pretty much filled out the nice guy bingo board, didn't he? Why can't they ever just write like 2 sentences? Why does it always have to be an entire fucking thesis? The fetishization of Asian women. Ick. The using of astrology as a guideline for human behavior. Gross. This guy is a bellend. Every single text he sent is a red flag, oh my god. I read way more than I needed to, but just from I don't think you're asexual, this dude is not worth anyone's time. This brought flashbacks of a friend who I thought was a nice guy for 15 years, just to find out he said many things that this guy said to you. Overinflated ego, condescending, and weaponizing mental health. It's never okay to do that to someone, especially when you instate your boundaries. That whole waste of time thing is such a personal, hurtful dig. It's still taking me time to get over too. Of course, women and men can be friends and like each other as people without romantic involvement or feelings. This guy lacks maturity, and if his ego was a manifestation of a hole, he would fuck it. You can't reject me because I reject you first. Wah, typical male bullshit. Also, he's charming as fuck, while also saying in the same breath/text, homie, don't play that shit. Yeah, definitely charming as fuck. Ha 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 ha. I don't know what to even say about this douche, except good fucking riddance. And thank God he showed his true self so early on. He is crazy fucking offensive. The OP says that he was lying about events and twisting things around, but obviously there's no way to know for sure with Reddit posts. Dude was twisting everything, and straight up just trying to get me to over-explain/give him, someone who had tried to force sexual bullshit after I set clear boundaries, and aggressively kissed me through my car window as I was backing out/trying to leave, some twisted sense of superiority. I couldn't actually find much more context. Things get deleted on this sub sometimes. But that was one hell of an incel rant for a man who doesn't really care for other men. One of the most important nice guy traits. Anyway, I think that's about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you have something to say about the nice guys or their dissertations, make sure you let me hear it in the comments. I'll be reading them while the video's new. If you're new here, consider subscribing for more of the same. Probably more Reddit coming up next. And finally, big thanks to my generous patrons who support me more directly over on Patreon. It really helps me out. We're at the beginning of the month, so it's time to shout them out again. Jimmo, Gwenor, Ava Swan, Levon, Chris Sturman, Chef Casa, Scion Wales, Denthead, Daniel Delapena, Ouroboros, William Ash, Big Mike Shirley, Sammy, Wernology, Don Smith, Alberto 2001, Zephyrin, Sazandora, Skepticals, Zebrabird, Weeb Jesus, Molly Mayhem, Frosty, Trashboat1234, Lauren Royal Woods, Slil Hamaganiva, Bumbus McDunga, Psychic Cumclot, Big Mike 9546, I Am, Lil Spoon, Regrettable Stitches, Knit1 Code 2, Alex Anakin, Francois Tremblay, and Hermes. Thanks so much again. This is video number 1. I guess I failed my goal last month. Hopefully I can work harder this month, for December ad rates and all. Either way, have a great day, everyone. And look out for those tortured artists with the tattoos and piercings.